Amazon's new Kindle Fire HDX tablets give you a choice of either a 7 or 8.9 inch screen. This is the smaller model, which isn't to be confused with the 7-inch Kindle Fire HD, which looks identical. The flush-mounted buttons on the back are much easier to find and use than on the old Kindle Fires, and build quality is excellent, but since it doesn't have rounded edges, it's not quite as comfortable to hold in one hand as Google's identically priced Nexus 7, and it's considerably wider when held upright too. It weighs just over 300 grams, and in practice it's impossible to tell the difference in weight between this and the Google Nexus 7. There are just two ports, a headphone socket and micro USB. Unlike the Fire HD, the HDX has a front-facing webcam which can be used for Skype calls. Set into the glossy strip on the back are stereo speakers which are surprisingly good for watching videos or catch-up TV from iPlayer, and even listening to music. The HDX has a higher resolution screen than the HD, and Amazon says it has perfect colour accuracy. There's no denying that this is a fantastic screen. Photos look great with vibrant but realistic colours. It's very bright too and has great viewing angles, but there's a problem. Getting perfect colour accuracy without compromising on battery life, Amazon has used blue rather than normal white LEDs. For the most part, you won't even notice, but any screen with a white or light coloured background has blue strips around the edges. If you're thinking of buying the Fire HDX primarily as an e-reader, this might put you off. The blue strips are just as noticeable when you dim the screen or run it at full brightness. In terms of storage, you've got a choice of 16, 32 or 64GB models, and you can't add any extra storage via a micro SD card, so choose wisely. There's also the option of a 4G model in all capacities, but you'll have to add £10 to the cost of each model if you don't want to see adverts on the lock screen from time to time. Bluetooth is standard on all models, but only 4G versions have a built-in GPS receiver for accurate location services. Amazon now includes a mains charger in the box, which is something that was missing from the previous generation Kindle Fires. With a quad-core Snapdragon 800 processor, the same as you get in flagship smartphones, the Kindle Fire HDX is an outstanding performer. It's faster than the new Nexus 7 in all our benchmarks. In general use too, the Fire HDX feels supremely fast. Amazon says you can expect 11 hours of mixed use from the non-removable battery, or at 17 hours when reading books. If you play videos non-stop at full brightness, as we do in our test, the battery lasts less than 7 hours though. It might not look like Android, but the updated Fire OS software is based on Jelly Bean. We like it a lot. It's easy to use and fixes many of the niggles that annoyed us in previous Kindle Fires. Pretty much everything can be stored in the cloud, which is why you'll see buttons at the top of each section marked Cloud and On Device. By default, you see the cloud view, and tapping on an item downloads it immediately, and there's hardly a delay before you can listen to music, or read books, or use an app. Good as the interface is, the Fire HDX still locks you into Amazon's world. It's no hardship being limited to buying ebooks and audiobooks from the well-stocked libraries, but the choice of apps in Amazon's App Store lags behind Android devices that still have access to the Google Play Store. BBC iPlayer is still the only UK-specific catch-up TV app, and you can't watch shows from other providers via the web browser because there's no Flash support. You won't find any Google apps either, such as Maps, YouTube and Gmail. With a choice of Love Film Instant or Netflix, we've no gripes about streaming TV shows and movies, however. A feature that's exclusive to HDX tablets is the new Mayday button. If you need help, simply swipe down and tap Mayday. You can speak to one of Amazon's tech advisors anytime, day or night, and they can either guide you through the features or remotely control the tablet and fix problems for you. The Fire HDX is a great tablet with excellent performance and a great screen, but one that suffers from a couple of problematic flaws. The blue light around the edges will annoy some people who like to read a lot, while the lack of apps will trip up anyone expecting the choice that you get on an iPad or Nexus 7. The Fire HDX is a great choice for undemanding users who will benefit from the closed, safe, easy-to-use ecosystem and the free tech support via the Mayday button. We award 4 stars.